Okay. Hi, everybody. Recruiting Animal here on January 7th, 2026.
Mhm.
Okay. Now, I've got some pretty interesting things today that if Alan shows up, he's not going to like them because they're kind of offbeat, but, I like them. Okay. This guy calls himself on Twitter, on X, prospecting aficionado. Okay. That's a guy who likes business development, right?
Okay.
Okay. That's what we're into. Am I right?
Correct.
Yes, I am.
Prospecting,
Okay.
yes.
And here's what he says. And he says, your barber is your superpower. If you want to lock in on 72 hours of invincibility, find yourself a barber that gives a fuck about you. My barber, dead ass, is Picasso when it comes to a straight edge razor. If you saw my chop, you'd be like, I'll bet that MF can do anything. And you'd be right, at least for 72 hours. He says getting the right haircut, the haircut makes the man. The haircut boosts your confidence. It makes you feel invincible. Okay. You've got a nice head of hair. Okay.
Thank
How
you.
do you feel about how do you feel about that?
I think he's being a little overboard in terms of how it is, because I tell my candidates, right, that when they're going to go to interview, to make sure they get their haircut a couple days before, right? Because you don't want to look like you just got a haircut. I don't care how good the barber is. The first time you get a haircut, especially for a man, because we're getting it high and tight or whatever, the tan lines aren't going to match. I agree with him that a good haircut makes me feel fantastic, but I don't know if it's for 72 hours. I think it's usually like 24 hours later, then I feel fantastic.
Really? The haircut affects your feeling about yourself, your confidence?
I think a good haircut makes you feel good. You look good.
Okay, yeah, okay, but
hold
on a second.
Like shit.
When you get a nice chop, a good haircut, you feel like you're invincible for 72 hours. Do you agree with that, Alan Fleur?
Sure.
Next thing. Okay, hold on, Alan. The other question was, do you think that the interviewers at a client care what your hair looks like?
It's kind of one of those neutral things. You've got to have it. So, oh yeah, check. He washes his hair. He came in. He looks presentable. Check.
Let's move on. Here's a related question. Okay. Do you think testosterone? I think medication might make people better recruiters in the future. Okay. Now, testosterone, women are starting to take it now, and again, it's just like the haircut. He says, spend enough time to women who are taking testosterone in high doses, and you start to notice that they sound messianic. They're often talking fast and intensely. They're amped up. They're describing what they clearly consider a miracle drug. They feel so alive. Okay?
Okay.
Do you think that would make a better recruiter? Like, I can read on. Within a few weeks of testosterone in her bloodstream, it was as if she'd woken up with a second heart. She felt super oxygenated and energetic. She bounded out of bed in the morning and started looking forward to sex with her husband at night. That was the focus of the article, actually. It makes women voracious sexually, but obviously it gives them this super energy as well, okay, and outgoingness. So do you think, even aside from testosterone, that in the future we'll be able to build the right personality for a good recruiter with some kind of medication?
It's called caffeine.
Caffeine doesn't do it, okay? Nobody's interested in my stuff. Okay, I can move on. I'll move on. Oh, mind you, I just want to warn everybody. If you're a woman, you might start growing hair. Hair falls out on your head, and you grow it where you don't want it. And some women, they said it made them so angry they wanted to have sex, but they hated their husband so much.
What was this? What drug was it?
Testosterone.
Really?
Yeah. Now, with men, it has a different effect. It doesn't make you aggressive. It makes you more sensitive to threats to your status, even imaginary ones. So that makes you aggressive only when you feel you're in a competition with somebody and you feel you're
6 months.
Oh, how did it work? What did it do?
Me, a little more angry than I usually am. I didn't like it.
Really? Because, it used to be recommended for guys in middle age. It makes you stronger when you lift weights.
Yeah, it does do that.
But
my testosterone wasn't low, so I probably shouldn't have been taking it.
Okay. Did the doctor prescribe it, or
but,
are you doing
I
it?
mean, I can get a doctor prescribing anything. So
So you had like testosterone hormone rage?
hormone, it was definitely not good. I will tell you that.
Wow. Okay, but it didn't make you a better recruiter.
No.
Okay. Sorry, I'm really interested.
Yeah, it was not. I mean, I was on it. It was real. You know, I went to a doctor, got injections, did it myself, the whole 9 yards, and it really, I had a little bit more energy, right? Which isn't really, you really can't tell with me, and it made me get angry quicker.
Oh, really? Wow. See, because my doctor actually suggested it. I said I was feeling low energy, and I was kind of scared to take it, so I said no.
I mean, there was no other side effects other than I got angry quicker.
Well, it can't if you have. There used to be a rumor or an idea that it would cause cancer. Okay, but apparently it's a problem if you already have cancer. But if you don't, he said it doesn't cause cancer. So, although you know what, if you're not having a good year and you think, hey, if I can start taking testosterone or get a pellet put in my rear end, that's how some of them take it, you might want to do it. Why not? Okay. But if there's a real downside, you won't. Okay. What about this? The doorman fallacy. Has anyone ever heard of that? Doorman fallacy? Okay. Here, you got a 5-star hotel and it has a doorman welcoming the guests as they come in. Okay. McKinsey or Accenture are going to come in and say, hey, your doorman is costing you X $1,000s a year. We're going to replace the doorman with an automatic door opening mechanism and save you like $40,000 a year. 2 years later, the hotel's a catastrophe because the doorman was doing lots of different things, many of which were the human touch besides opening the doors. Okay,
I agree 100% with that.
Is everybody saying they can take the recruiters out of the equation because with AI, we don't, an ad code.
Read Matt Charney's. Did you read one of Matt Charney's recent things? He made a comment that you can't. He said that some of the data that's coming back now from like Chase and other big companies is the productivity increase with AI is like 5% at best. The improvement. Now we use different tools. We may find some different productivity, but it's not the nuclear thing that it was.
Not revolutionary yet. Okay, well,
thank you.
I've got some other things to say about that. Some people are saying that people will move. You can get people to move to a company that's into AI. This guy, a founder, he said, I was interviewing someone from a Big 4 consultancy today, okay? When I asked, why are you interested in jumping ship to join a startup? The candidate said, I want to live on the frontier of AI, and I can't do that at a place where most tools are not approved, okay? He wanted to use Cursor, Claude Code, Replit, and even ChatGPT, and the employer would not allow it. He said, and this guy said, big companies are going to lose people if they don't adopt the hot new thing of this generation soon. He said, if your company won't let you use tools that could 10 times your output, you can stay and watch your skill set depreciate, or you can leave for a place that lets you level up. Okay, so Matt says it improves productivity 5%. This guy said 1,000%. Okay, 10 times your output.
I mean, I like certain things. I did a video. I posted it on some of the groups where I did a demo of Whisperflow and Cluely, and I will die on the hill that it has increased my productivity immensely. Like it's made me super rooter, right? I've had a great year, working less in terms of hours put in, but being way more productive.
So okay, so that's good. Nice concrete. 2 things. What about all these other things like Comet and but those are the 2 standout AI tools for you. Is that right?
Yep.
Nothing else.
Okay, no, I use lots, right? So I use Comet and I use Typing Mind and I use Whisperflow and Cluely, but right now with
5%. Okay, we're talking 5% from 10 times better. Okay.
I mean, like TypingMind is how I'm able to do all of my intakes and summarize and put together packages to submit candidates. So that's fantastic too. I mean, that's a huge productivity boost for me as well, right? Because I can't type, right? So take TypingMind and what TypingMind does and the prompts that I've built and WhisperFlow and Cluely and then the comment browser, those four together. I mean, that's just amazing. It's absolutely amazing.
Yeah, okay. How often does this happen? Okay. I think Alan might know more than us. The company interviews external candidates when the internal hire is already chosen, just to go through the, make it look like they did a serious search. Alan, you've worked in-house. Does that happen? Are you guys asleep?
Yeah,
okay. I struggle
Yes.
to get on this show
Wait
today.
a minute. I wanted to answer your question right. The answer is yes, they do.
Can you give us an example? Does anything
Sure.
come to mind?
At a consumer packaged goods company, they needed to bring over. They needed to put a person into this job, and Tommy was the person internally that was going to get the job. But they had to post the job for 7 days and screen a certain amount of people, and then promote Tommy.
And also, sometimes they will interview, because I get retained to do searches where they have an internal candidate and they want to make sure that they have the best candidate. And they will hire the guy that I find and not promote the guy from within. That does happen occasionally.
How can a recruiter know that your client is not screwing you, okay? Because they've already decided that they're going to promote somebody from inside, and they've got you searching for people that they're just going to reject.
That's why you
I'd
work
imagine,
on engaged and you don't work on contingency.
even if it's engaged, you're still making peanuts out of the
It's
search,
better than a
right?
sharp
But you're
stick in the eye.
getting something, and also it's going to tell you if they're, you may or may not know they're screwing you or that they're doing this. They may be saying, Tommy's going to get this job. Yeah, but we have to interview some people. Then again, it's like, well, Tommy asked to have the job, but let's interview a few people. Hey, we like Animal. Let's put Animal in there. And
That's what he said. I doubt that's going to happen very often.
All right,
So here's the
story.
thing. The relationship you have with your client. My client will call me and say, Tom, we're going to promote someone into this position. We make sure we have the best candidate. We'll engage you to do the search. Chances are we're going to hire Animal, but just go out there and see if you can find an Alan and a Tommy as well, and we'll interview them. Mm-hmm. Sometimes, and I don't do this a lot, I've done like 4 times for them. 1 time out of the 4, they hired the candidate I found. The other 3 times they promoted the internal.
But they paid you a fee?
$5,000 engagement, and then they pay me the fee for the guy they hired.
Okay, but if they didn't hire somebody because they were,
you would have gotten $5,000.
I got the 5. I knew going in what was going on.
That's not a big fee, Alan.
I know, but
Okay.
I knew what I was going. I knew what I was up against. I wasn't going to do the gigantic search that I usually do. Right? I went out and I sourced, talked to 20 candidates or whatever.
Okay. So you did an abbreviated search.
Yeah,
okay,
it's an
you didn't
abbreviated
do a
search at
thorough.
that
You
level,
didn't do your regular search.
If they said to me, "We want you to do a full-blown search," then it would be a fully retained. I get hired no matter who gets hired.
Okay, but here's something else. You said, "Oh, my candidate, my client tells me." That's a client you've got a good established relationship
Yes.
with. It's not a company they don't know you. You're calling in. You must pick up new business sometimes from people who are just going to use you. They're not your friends. You don't have established trusting relationships with them. How a recruiter can't tell? A recruiter can get cheated.
Well, I guess
essentially.
then I would say, okay, so where are you in the current search? What have you done so far to fill this position? Have you posted it internally? Have you ran ads? Have you used other recruiters? Yes, we have. Yes, yeah. What are the results? Well, we do have 1 internal candidate. How does he look? Well, he looks really good. Well, why are you calling me? We want to make sure we hire the right person. Okay, well, this is going to be a retainer, and I can do an abridged search for $5,000, or I can do a full-blown search for full fee, which whether you hire my guy or your guy, you're paying me the full fee.
Okay, but if they said no, we want a contingent search, you just walk away. Is that right?
Oh, yeah.
Alan,
well, what I might say is I have maybe 1 or 2 guys in my system I'll throw at you. I'll look. If I do, I'll throw them at you. That would be it.
Yeah.
Okay. But then here's the thing.
Go
ahead, Al. Al, go ahead.
I'm internal in oil and gas. I get called into the director, the head HR person. On the phone is a company lawyer. They told me we have to repost and rework this job. And Tommy, the worker, cannot get it. Tommy caused all kinds of problems when he didn't get it 8 months ago. I go through the whole thing. I come back and I say, Tommy's the only person that can do this job. So what I had to do is because this was all ego with other people, I had to take Tommy and Tommy's future boss, and you're his boss. You're the guy hiring for the position. I had to know that you were going to the coffee shop every day at 3 o'clock. Tommy and I went to the coffee shop 5 minutes to 3, and all of a sudden, oh, Animal, hey, how you doing? Da da da. By the way, come here a second. Da da da. Look, Tommy, Animal, you guys have there's been a screwed up situation here. Sit down, have an effing cup of coffee, walk away, and tell me how the conversation goes. I left. An hour later, they came to my office and said, yeah, we worked it out. We apologized to each other. And we went back to it. And then I had to keep my mouth shut. And then HR and legal called me and said, oh, yeah, don't worry. We don't know what happened. It's been straightened out in time. Oh, great. Now I don't have to waste any more effing time.
Okay, so an internal recruiter can have a different effect than an external. See, but this thing is, with an external recruiter, Tom could ask every question in the world, and he did ask a lot of good questions, but they don't have to tell you about we've got an internal guy. They might not tell you.
Very true.
It's not everybody in the world is nice and honest and sweet and good. We know that, right?
You can do about it, right? There's nothing you can do. Like that's just part of what we do for a living, right? Like you have to be able to, I mean, yeah, you get lied to by a client, then you don't fucking use that client again, and you turn them into a source and you make them pay for what they did.
Okay. New question. Can someone who is 23 years old be a recruiting coach? I say yes. And I'll defend that too.
Don't pull that 23 years old can be a recruiting coach. That's bullshit. There's a guy on Facebook promising, I forget the guy. Who is he, Tommy?
Don't mention any names. I'm going to have to cut that out. It takes a lot of work, okay?
Yeah, OBS doesn't.
Okay, let me challenge you. I will mention a name, okay? First of all, two names. Rich Rosen.
He's not 23.
He was 6 months in the job. When he was 23, he was 6 months in the job, and he was outperforming everybody else in the office. He could be a trainer. Yes, he could.
No.
The other person I have is Tommy Elascio Pistachio, okay?
I couldn't have been a trainer.
This guy was a bartender. And from the very start, he was terrific.
But I was not a trainer.
Yes, you could train. Okay?
No. I can't train.
Oh, that's baloney. Oh, you guys, they'll say, hey, everybody, wait a second. They'll say anything to disagree with me, okay?
No, not true. That's not true.
No.
Yes, they will.
No, because I think to be a trainer, right, you have to have more than just and I'll use this, right? I will die on the hill that the number one sales rep at a company is the worst sales manager because they're so competitive. They're so good at what they do. They can never, ever be beaten. So why would they train people to be better than them, right? Your best sales managers are a guy like me who is a really good recruiter, but not the number one recruiter. And then I take pride in helping others. There's a lot of things that go into being a trainer, to being a manager, that you just can't say because you're a rock star recruiter or a rock star sales guy, you'd make a good trainer. I totally disagree.
There's a difference between a manager and a trainer. You see, you move the goalpost. Rich is probably a good trainer. He's not a good manager, okay? He admitted himself, his track record. What?
They require certain attributes that you aren't born with, number one. Number two, you don't have after a year or 6 months of experience being a rock star recruiter. You just don't have them.
I disagree. Okay,
I'm going to. You can disagree all you want. I mean, look, you're wrong. I'm right, and that's okay.
I was thinking the exact same thing. Yeah, you could disagree with me. I'm right. I know I am, and I've talked to you guys endlessly. We've looked at your history. You started when you were young, and you were off right out of the post, like a racehorse. Okay,
yeah,
you guys were successful.
But I couldn't train anybody to do that because I didn't know what the hell I was doing.
Okay, you knew what you were doing. Okay, here's another odd one. Okay, but I didn't make this up. Would you let your candidate take a baby to an interview? Okay.
Yeah.
Here's what happened. The candidate called at 11 o'clock the night before. Okay, can I bring my baby to the interview? she said, I've got an interview tomorrow at 2 p.m. My child care fell through. Can I bring my 8-month-old child? I understand, I understand if you're against it and you just want to reschedule. And she let the candidate come in with the baby, and the candidate got the job. Okay. What would you guys do?
I think it depends on what kind of company you're talking about. I think it depends on the industry. I think it depends on a lot of things. Is this a tech company that's all forward thinking on a whole bunch of things? So you bring the kid in. I could also see a person, it depends on the interviewer. Well, they made an adjustment. They brought their kid in. We'll work around it. I've been at home with the kids when they've been sick and I've been working and the kids screaming their head off. Okay, it happens. And if the person
That's
does
different. You're already in a job.
That's
a huge difference.
All right.
So you would allow it, Tommy. Tommy's busy today. His mind's somewhere else. He's yawning.
No.
Okay, here he is. Rich, first of all, thank you. You got me back on. Okay. I took your advice. Okay.
Plug it in?
No, I rebooted.
There you go.
Okay. But I've done it before and it didn't work. But thank you, Rich. I just want everybody, this is a genius, okay? He solved my problem. I was going crazy. But not only that, you have to vote for him because he's so smart, okay? He's back trying to be America's recruiter on the Forbes contest for the top recruiters, okay?
And then
Where do they sign up? Do you know it offhand? Statista.com/
Statistic.
But here's why Rich isn't so smart. If he should buy a URL, a domain name that says Forbes Rich Rosen, and link it to that funny URL, and just be able to give it out. Forbes Rich Rosen. Okay. This way, no one's going to remember it.
This is the smart. It's a smart thing here. I'm going to put it in the chat for you. That's
in the chat.
Okay. You got to make sure you vote for.
I got an idea. I've got a lot of URLs that I don't use. I'm going to link it so I can give it out. I mean, I used to have to do that for these other guys. But Rich, these guys just had a big fight with me.
Wait, hang on. But you have to make sure you vote for cornerstonesearch.com. There's a bunch of fraudulent Cornerstone companies in there.
Cornerstonesearch.com. Make Rich rich. Okay. Make Rich rich.
There you go.
Hey, there's a good one-liner.
There you go.
Tell that to your boy there. Make Rich rich.
Make
okay.
Rich again.
Okay. Rich, these guys were all over me on this question, and I still think I'm right. Okay. Can a 23-year-old be a recruiting coach?
Recruiting coach? No.
Yes, I used you and Tom as examples. You guys were both in it in your early 20s, and you were very good right off the mark. Okay,
yeah, can you be a coach? Just because you're good doesn't mean you can be a coach.
Why not?
Why? Because what do you know? All you know is you got lucky and you worked your ass off.
No. If you're the best recruiter after 6 months or a year in your office, okay, you know what you're doing something right.
After 10 days, I was the best recruiter in my office.
There you go.
But
it doesn't make us good traders.
Yeah, I was still learning. I just worked a lot harder than everyone else.
Okay, yeah. These guys are not smart about everything. Sometimes recruiting animal knows more than them. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Rich, would you let your candidate take a baby to an interview if her no? These guys would.
No.
These guys would.
No.
She calls you up at 11 and she says, "Look, my babysitter's sick, so you can't come in tomorrow. Can I take?"
No.
Why not?
How many reasons would you like? I mean, is she going to breastfeed during the interview too? I mean,
I didn't say that.
I mean, seriously.
I didn't say that. Okay.
Well, you did not say that either. So, I don't know. She's bringing a baby to an interview. What else is she going to do? I have no idea. All I know it's just distracting, annoying. It means what is she going to do when she's going for, go meet a client? Bring the baby along too?
It's not always the craziest thing I've ever I can't even believe we're having this fucking discussion.
No. Listen, I get annoyed from my sister not bringing her dog to my mom's house for holidays. I'm like, not bringing a baby on an interview.
Okay,
No.
So you don't let your candidates take dogs to the interview either, right?
No. Dude, I kicked a candidate out of an interview process on Christmas Eve, 23rd, because it was the second it was the second time he had to change the interview. And I'm like, dude, I let you go.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. You know Jerry's rule. If you have to reschedule, it ain't gonna happen. It ain't gonna happen.
Jerry's rule is 100% right. And you know what? This is one of those guys that may end up being the exception to the rule. But I told the client, I'm like, it's up to you. I'm like, I wouldn't bring him on. I wouldn't even continue the
Why?
process.
What did you say to them exactly?
The client or the candidate?
First, the client. Since you brought that up.
The client, I said, listen, this guy. The client's like, I like the guy's background. I'm like, great. The guy, he rescheduled the first time. You know, it's end of year, so I get it. And then he had to reschedule because it was business or whatever. Then the second time he had to reschedule because he got the flu. And I'm like, dude, you shouldn't have canceled the first time. And you know what? And he did have the flu, I'm sure.
And I'm going to say you're wrong. Who's with me on this? Richie Rich is wrong. The guy had the flu. Okay,
you know what?
maybe.
He may, yeah, exactly, maybe. And you know what? A lot of flu going around. My daughter had it. My wife had it. It sucks. But you know what? You don't cancel the first time then.
Okay. What did the other two guys say? Pistachio and Alan Floor.
Oh,
Two reschedules. Cancel it to get rid of them?
Yeah.
I guess it depends. I mean,
That'd be a really good reason.
it'd be really, really hard not
What's
to.
better than flu? I'm sick. And he knows, and Rich knows that lots of people are sick.
What was
It's
the
not-
second? Well, yeah, but that's one excuse. What's the second one?
What was the first one? No, that's the second one.
The first one was business, and it was end of year. So I'm like, okay, listen, and I told him I generally don't reschedule, but it's like Christmas, so whatever. And then 23rd happens, and he gets the flu, and I'm like, you're done.
I can't believe that Rich is so tough.
Dude,
It's not just it's ridiculous. Tough as a compliment. It's ridiculous. Okay, it's goddamn ridiculous, as John Wayne would say.
Because I'm tough, I had a killer December, one of my best Decembers ever.
No, you don't give a shit about it, right? And get the hell out of here.
No. The
I don't
reason
need you.
I have a good December and I'm going to have a good January is because you don't put up with the bullshit. You know, when you're wasting time with candidates, it's just as bad as wasting time with clients. So if there's busy, there's productive, like we always say. Candidates that are, they're half interested or whatever, dude, shit happens. You show up. That's life.
Okay.
I have this conversation with my kids all the time when they whine about crap. I'm like, okay, I guess, it's your decision. You just choose what hard you want to do, right? You want X, you're not going to be able to afford Y.
Okay. Yeah. Thanks, Dan.
Right.
Okay. What about this? Rich taught me a new word this week. Okay. An impact player. Okay. What does it mean exactly if you want to be an impact player?
At a startup, you want to be a person that's going to really have, you want to be a guy that's going to have.
Is that something you don't remember writing down?
I say it all the time. I put it in posts all the time because it's, you want to be someone. If you're at a startup, you're going to be an impact player. Means you're going to have an actual impact on the company. You're going to have an effect on the company. Your success, your drive, your mind can actually help shape the direction of this young startup.
Okay, not just in terms of revenue,
product, motion, process. I mean, like I have a guy that I placed in April. He is now becoming the CRO because the guy blew it out. I mean, he's going to W2 like $500,000 his first 9 months at this company. He's now reshaped sales, who they're going to hire, how they're going to hire. Process.
Well, let me ask the other two guys. Is that a good tag word? Do you think that, when you're talking, listen, if you want to be an impact player, you want to take a look at this position. Is that a good, have you guys heard it before, or is this just our Richie Rich term? And is it something that we should also use? You want to be an impact player? Man, this is the opportunity. Okay. Anybody? Am I just a person that I get interested in stuff nobody else seems to be interested in?
I think that's like he was saying, it's in a particular industry, an impact player in our industry. I don't know.
Why? Oh, no. Well, no. What about in yours? Like the steel.
I want a rock star.
I want a ninja.
I want a.
Yeah,
I think impact player. I think impact player is better than rock star and ninja. Okay.
Anil, can we redesign the paradigm so we can better address our mission statement, and we can run it up the flagpole to see if we get consensus before.
Okay, I like this one better. Okay. Okay. I'm giving him a compliment. And this is the one time Rich didn't say, "Hey, Recruiting Animal, you're making that up." I never said.
It's a new year. Animal, it's a new year. It's a new you. I love it.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Well, the other thing, the guys disagreed with me that people are willing to leave their current companies, even if they have a good job, because they're not letting them use AI like ChatGPT and stuff like that. Are you finding that? The other guys disagreed. They said, no, it's not true.
No, I literally ask candidates, how are you using AI? And if they're not using it, I'm like, really?
You suck, in other words. You don't use those words. You say,
Yeah, I'm like, really? How are you not using AI? AI is so valuable, especially for salespeople. I mean, for any job, really. You can do so much more research. So much more
well, these guys said, Alan said, Matt Charney said that Chase Manhattan Bank, I guess it is, said that AI only improves productivity 5%. I quoted a guy who said it's going to make you 10 times better, or more productive.
It depends on what they're using it for.
Bingo. I mean, if using, how are you using it? What are you using it for? I mean, listen, we all get sucked in a rabbit hole. You start writing an email, you have to check it, improve it. Then next thing you know, you're 30 revisions into it. And now you've wasted an hour when you probably could have just sent the first copy out.
Okay. Tom was at least concrete about something. He said Cluely and what is it, Whisperflow?
Yeah.
Those are definitely improving his productivity.
Yeah, no, I don't like the new update for Cluely. Do you, Tommy?
It's okay. Cluely and Whisperflow. I mean, I'm at 125, 135 words a minute with Whisperflow. Fucking killing it.
Yeah,
killing it with Whisperflow.
Whisperflow, I am at 162 words per minute now.
It's fucking amazing.
Yeah, but you're going to lose your typing ability that you already had.
Who gives a shit?
Rich said something. He said a sales rep wants a manager who has his back. It's really important. It's more important, or just as important, as how much money he's going to make, right? What does it mean to have your back? Okay, that he doesn't go after, I'm going to throw out, that he doesn't harass you when you haven't made quota. What does it mean to have your back?
I mean, if you have a manager that has your back, they're not just out for themselves. They actually want to see your team do well. They actually want to, they actually want your, it's amazing how many leaders really don't want their guys to be successful, as dumb as that sounds. Because you know what? They want to look good. They want to be the star of the show. So
that is why, what did I say before Rich got here?
I don't know. Something about a haircut.
That's why number one sales reps make the worst sales managers, because they can't handle being beat or being someone better than them.
Yep. More often than not, you're right, without a doubt. But if you want to be a manager, that you want to work for guys that support you, guys that actually just do the right thing because it's the right thing to do.
What does support? Please don't talk in such general terms. And Alan and Tom can also say this is what it means with my candidates. A manager who's got your back, if there's such a thing.
It means they're giving you proper coaching and instruction. They're helping you, answer questions. They're helping you solve a problem. They're fighting for you internally. So if you're going to lose an account that you've been working on for a year, that the CEO or CRO, whatever, doesn't take it away from you.
What does that mean? Take it away from you because they don't like the terms that you're trying to.
They want to give it to, they're realigning territories, or their cousin just joined. They want to give it to the new guy.
Yeah,
stuff like that happens all the time.
Really, that bad? That blatant?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
You want a manager that actually wants you to do well. You don't want the manager who's just like, no, let me step in and take this over for you. Or, and it's not even just a deal. It's just, how do you lead? Do you make these people feel like they're respected and wanted? Or do you make these people feel like, hey, you're just a number. You're lucky you have a goddamn job.
And you can tell that before the person's actually in the job. You can tell it with a new client. You
can tell by what happened to the last people. Why is the role open? Ask the manager, listen, how do you handle conflict on your team? How many guys, what's your attrition rate like? Why is the role, the basic question of why the role's open?
Yeah, but how can you predict the stuff like with the cousin coming in where this guy fights where don't be unfair to my team?
Well, you can't predict everything. I mean, this is life, right? Stuff happens. But I mean, you can tell, listen, there's always going to be an outlier of things that go on. Nothing's 100%. But if you get I've had companies where they're like, with the last guy, a couple of reps sucked, and this and then like, well, why'd they suck? Well, the guy couldn't get a deal closed. Well, what happened? Like, why didn't the deals close? Was it the product? Was it the guy didn't know how to get a deal done? what was the real story? Like, how did you hire these guys for $150,000, $175,000 and they couldn't close anything? Because then you got to find out, like, what's the interview process really going on? Like, what are we asking in this process? Is this a simple process I can just make a lot of money in, or is it a simple process that, you know, I can place a lot of people here because they're actually going to do well? And these guys were losers. Like, I have a client right now where, you know, they let go of all their team. New CRO came in who I've known, and, you know, one guy is making 7 figures a year. So clearly this stuff can be sold. And, you know, we understood that, hey, listen.
But it sounds to me like if you're doing that much an intense discovery and you find out after I say, why were these guys not good? And you decide it was because of the bad management. Are you going to walk away from that search?
Yeah. I mean, I can tell you,
I don't believe it.
Dude, in December alone, I probably walked away from at least 5 or 6 companies and probably 8, 9 searches in December alone. 100%. Even yesterday, I got a call yesterday from a company I thought I was all excited to work for, and all they want to do is like get the cheapest possible person. And I said, we can do it, but my fee is going to go up. So he's like, but what do you mean? I'm like, well, my minimum fee is going to be 30 grand. And he's like, well, I thought your minimum fee was going to be 25 grand. I'm like, it was when you're going to pay a real salary. But I mean, like, you're changing the board. So I got to change my fees. It's not worth my time. I'm going to work twice as hard for, you know, a company that clearly is not interested in getting the best.
Okay, that's a little different. I mean,
Really?
that's different from finding out after you talk to a client seriously. You know what? I think you're a lousy manager. I don't want to place anybody with you. They're not going to be
You
happy.
may not say that to them. You know, you may just be like, hey, listen, you know what? Let me think about
After
it.
you
Let me get
spent
back
like
to you.
30 minutes talking, investigating.
So which is better? Spending 30 minutes and finding out that this is a bad company, or spending 30 minutes and then you walk away, or spend 30 minutes and then continue to work on a
I'm the
shitty
only one
search?
challenging him here, digging deep. You guys,
Because I agree with everything he's fucking saying.
I mean, it's not the popular thing to walk away from deals, but you know what? I am not excited about wasting my freaking time.
you know, no. But the thing is here, when you're actually saying, "Yeah, I'm interested in working with you. Let's have a discussion about this position." You're 30 minutes in, and you decide, hey, you know, I don't think that anybody a good candidate is going to be happy here. How you going to the last question, how are you going to beg off from that if you're not going to tell them, I don't think you're running your show right?
You increase
You're not a good
your
manager.
fees if it's the easiest way to do it. Make them say no.
Yeah.
I mean,
Or you mean a trickery?
so like the deal I had yesterday, they want to pay these guys 100 grand. All right, I'm like, that's great, but the guys you want are at 150. And I'm like,
okay, that's easy. It's different.
Why is
Can you actually? I think no. Now that I'm thinking about it, you could actually say,
How is that
"Listen,
easy?
Billy, I don't think that any candidate I bring in is going to be happy in that kind of situation. I don't like. I don't like the way that sounds. The way you handled this conflict inside the company.
but I mean that. It's all the same kind of problem. It all leads to a management issue. Low pay is a symptom of a bad leader.
Okay, well, the other way, you could go out to your candidates and say, you know what, this sounds like a good job, but you might have to watch it. I want you to go to the interview, watch out for this issue. You know, I don't think this guy's the best manager. You judge yourself. Would anyone do that? Would anyone do that?
I did it with this guy that I placed. It was actually, it was a buddy of Dom's, actually. You know, this guy, this is the whole long short. I'll give you the shorter version of the story. This guy paid me a huge fee, lied about absolutely everything to me. I told the candidate, I'm like, listen, this is either going to be an A or an F, this opportunity. It sounds amazing. And, you know, but it's got a candidate that I've known for years. I'm like, it sounds amazing, you know, and I spent 3 hours on the phone with this VP of sales. All right. 3 hours. And this guy turned around and tried to screw me, and then screwed the candidate, hired me. He hired the guy, paid me the big fee, fired the guy 45 days into the deal.
Jesus.
It was like a $53,000 fee. And then then he wanted me to replace him. And I'm like, you told me you didn't want to work with me anymore before the guy even started. And you told the candidate that you're just getting rid of the role because it wasn't profitable and you weren't going to fill it, you know, so there's nothing to fill. And you're out of the warranty period. You paid me late. You broke every covenant of the contract. I don't really, and you completely lied to everyone about what this role was going to be. It was 100% bullshit. And you know what? My guy actually closed the deal 2 weeks into being there.
And could you believe that Rich would actually work for a
Can
client
you
like
believe
that?
that you talked to him for 3 hours and Dom's buddies with this dude as well? That the guy was actually.
Did he get mad at you? Did Dominic get mad at you
No,
for
Dom was kind of in the middle of it. So we were all texting back and forth, and I'm like, "What is this guy's fucking problem?" Dom's sending him the text and like, "What are you doing?"
Wow.
Other
Okay.
dude. Yeah.
Okay. I don't want to say. Okay, this guy. So no, I will refrain from saying it. Let's do the ads. Tommy Pistachio Elascio was very reserved today. Okay, for some reason I was looking for an energy punch from him after I had all the
Nothing
problems
was
with my
energy
camera.
punchy.
I had all the problems with my
Nothing
camera.
was energy punchy.
and he's so busy with I don't know what on the new year, but he's got a great show. Okay, every Friday at 12:30 p.m. Eastern time, there's a bunch of people come in and they go. You heard all that stuff they were talking about with Whisperflow and Cluely, half of which I'm going to cut out. Okay, it's not cut out on his show. They go deep on the tech stuff where I think it's not entertaining enough. He's not worried about that. He's worried about information. Okay, and it's with all kinds of tech stuff. 12:30, and then after the show, the first hour of the show is over, they turn off the recording and they spill their guts about like in a like a men's group. There's women there too. Okay, Kelly is a co-host. Now, okay, so and you go to therecruiterroundtable.com, and that also shows you for his Tuesday show. Okay, what's the Tuesday show about now?
Live with demos.
Okay. So yeah, they've got.
We did, and Rich, we did the command. I did the Whisperflow's got a command feature that I demoed yesterday. That you do Whisperflow. You say, "Hey, Animal, let's meet tomorrow at 2 p.m. for lunch." But Animal speaks Spanish. You highlight it, hit the command mode, it turns it to Spanish. French.
Man, this
Poland,
guy
whatever
loves
you
his tech. Okay, you can
Really?
just see that. I mean,
You can just hold the command mode down and go, "Who won the World Series in 1984?" And it'll ask Perplexity, and Perplexity will pop up on your screen.
Oh, I love.
Woo! Geez,
love
isn't that
that.
great? Yeah.
You hey, are you still using Perplexity or
Comment? Yeah, it's not it's not my my default browser, but I use it for certain things.
I got to tell you, Trish Tampkin scared me off of it. I hate to admit, but she's still into AI. But the agentic stuff she gets nervous about because all the stories out there, like even the Gartner and everyone else is like, don't use agentic browsers for like banking and personal information, stuff like that.
So I have Brave and I have Comet. If I do banking, I do it on Brave. If I do personal, so I don't even see like, oh, stay away from Comet. Yeah, stay away. Don't fucking do your bank on Comet. That's it. Big deal.
I gotta tell you, the problem I have is I'm just going so fast. I never forget to get off the wrong browser. So I ended up just doing everything on Comet or whatever.
Okay.
I'm like, I can't. So I get to.
That's good information to close the show. I really thought it's good, but let me.
Yeah.
You could block very simply on Comet. Block. I use Bank of America. Block Bank of America on Comet, and it will never happen to you again.
Okay. Let me finish my ads. Okay, I was telling you about how at the end of Tommy's show they turn off the recording and spill their guts. Okay, what's really on their minds, their worries, not just the demos. Rich has a class where they do that every week at 8:45 a.m. Eastern time. Okay, they open their kimonos and they cry, Richie, look what's wrong with my recruiting business. And he answers every question. Okay, now I claim that he could have run that 30 years ago when he was 23. Okay, but he'll deny it. Okay. And
how many fucking things did you get involved in when you were 23 or 24, 25? Like how many issues did you come across? Nothing, man. You were dialing and smiling and making deals.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
it.
It was all moving and grooving for sure.
I was so much older then. I'm younger than that now. Okay, but Rich is it's at go to Moore Essentials. And you can find actually underneath this recording, there's all the links to everybody's personal LinkedIn and all their shows. And I'm going to be putting a link in to vote for Rich as well. Don't forget, America's Recruiter.
Yeah, voting is short this year. Voting ends like next week, like the 16th or 17th.
Rich, where do I get the link to vote for you?
I put it in the chat.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah, you got to. So with the voting, you got to cornerstonesearch.com. And then you got to make sure you put in, and then you got to click the link to participate, and then sometime in the next 5 minutes to the next day, Cisco will send you the link to vote, which will then be which will probably be in your spam.
Well, maybe that's a way of filtering out the non-serious voters. Okay,
it's such an embarrassing process. Like,
if you want to go to his class, More Essentials, you can find it there, or Rich at cornerstonesearch.com. Send him an email and he'll talk to you about it.
There you go.
Guys, I'm so happy to see you for New Year. I think we have a lot of fun, okay? And I think I bring really unique questions that no one ever asks on the other shows, okay?
Love it.
Thanks.